Thank you. Thank you, Mayor and Council. I want to share with you all tonight an update about the impact on Plymouth residents and employers caused by the recent actions taken by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. I think it's really important that we address these issues that are happening in our community and impacting our residents and our employers. As we're all aware, the Twin Cities region has received the deployment of thousands of federal enforcement officers, and it's, as is well documented by extensive video footage, these ICE officers are detaining, often violently, U.S. citizens and legal residents and undocumented migrants. While much of the news is focused on Minneapolis and St. Paul, here in Plymouth today and in other suburbs of Minneapolis, people simply going to work and about their lives have been stopped, detained without warrants. The impacts I've personally heard from our Plymouth residents and employers are profound. I visited a number of local employers. These are Plymouth businesses owned by community members who are following the law, only hiring people allowed to work here. They told me that trusted, reliable employees are calling in to say they are too afraid to leave their homes to come to work. These employees, simply because of the color of their skin or their names, are at risk of being tackled, beaten, and hauled away with no regard to their citizenship or legal status. These employees are appropriately afraid that without warning, they may be unable to return home to care for their children or their parents. And speaking of children, I've talked with many parents who have told me their kids are struggling to stay focused on their schooling because the children are afraid of what might happen to them. Plymouth children have seen the video footage of ICE agents using chemical irritants on students and teachers at Roosevelt High School. Plymouth children have friends and relatives who have been snatched up regardless of their legal status and with no due process. I'm sharing this because we must address the fact that our residents and our employers are being harmed by what many law enforcement professionals say is an illegal, unconstitutional search and seizure by federal officers. And we must be clear that these officers may be wearing uniforms emblazoned with the word police, but they are not our Plymouth police. Our police force, when helping our local safety and community needs, our police force does not ask about one's citizenship status. It has no bearing on their duty to protect and serve. In these confusing and chaotic times, as people are standing up to protect neighbors, we need to do so in a way that does not put our Plymouth public safety officers in danger as they are working to de-escalate tensions and protect people's rights. To those out there who look like me and have, in this moment, a profound unjust freedom simply because we are not brown, regardless of your stance on the legality of what is happening, this community, Plymouth, has thrived because we have been good neighbors to each other. And today we must be good neighbors and show compassion. We need to feed the hungry and care for the vulnerable who are trapped in their homes. If you're wondering what to do, I say donate food to our local food shelves. Record and report incidents to help people find their loved ones, and above all, be kind. But most importantly, our community members, to you who are living in fear right now, I want to say this. When I was elected, I swore an oath to the United States Constitution and the Constitution of Minnesota, and to faithfully discharge the duties of this office to the best of my judgment and ability. I've read our Constitution, and this assault on civil liberties is wrong. So, my friends and neighbors, you're not alone. Así que vecinos no están solos. You are not abandoned. No están abandonados. You are my neighbor. Son mis vecinos. And I serve you. Y yo les sirvo. Thank you.
I want to thank Councilmember Spoonheim for speaking up and saying things that sometimes not everybody wants to hear. This has been a really hard time for not just Minneapolis and St. Paul and Plymouth and Wayzata and Minnetonka and Maplewood, and all the cities have been struggling with what to do with these emotions, what to do to help somebody, the sadness, what to do with the grief. I ask everyone for grace, to give each other grace, and just be peaceful, because these are human beings. Everyone is a human being, and we need some time for everyone to just pause and stop, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So I'm asking, please, stop putting out videos that are incorrect. Please pay attention to your neighbors, as Councilmember Spoonheim said, and then just please give each other love. Thanks.
And I would add to that, Councilmember Pointner, the need right now to really come to some level of reconcilement within our community and to seek peace within our community. Everyone wants to live peacefully. No one likes what's going on right now. And so just be ambassadors of that peace out and set an example, and I think do whatever we can to bring the rhetoric down, because it is at a higher fever pitch right now, and we need to do what we can locally to lower that temperature. So, Councilmember Grigor?
Mayor, I think you're spot on there. And I mean, it reminds me of the civic pledge we proclaimed back in November that we should engage peacefully. We should reject rhetoric that incites hostility. We should work in good faith together to find common good. And it reminds me of our city civic values, that are respect and dialogue and civility. So I just want to reiterate those along with the points of my fellow council members.
Very good. Councilmember Peterson, then Nelson.
Not to pile on completely, but I'm going to pile on completely and say that I completely agree with the sentiments of everyone on our council who's spoken so far tonight. And I want to say that I'm proud of our community also expressing their voices in a peaceful way. This last weekend, we had 4,000 people lining our Plymouth streets to share their voices. I'm so proud that was a peaceful event, and I'm so proud of the voices that were there. And so I just want to share my pride for our community and the way that we here are handling it. And so thank you all.
Councilmember Nelson.
Yes, I too would like to thank Councilmember Spoonheim for his comments, and definitely agree with the sentiments of all the council members up here. I'm proud to serve on this council where we do treat each other with dignity and respect, listen to one another, give each other the space to speak. Plymouth is a beautiful place to live, partly because of our neighbors. Treat our neighbors with kindness. Love thy neighbor. And so I just want to say thank you for the comments. I'm highly concerned, for not only the human rights concerns we have, but if we look at just even economic instability that's going on, or the questions that this creates for our community as far as what the future of Plymouth looks like. Everyone that lives in Plymouth, everyone in this room right now, all of our neighbors, treat each other with respect, kindness, and love. Be neighborly. That's the best thing we can do to push back on this, is love one another.
All right. Thank you for all the comments from everyone.